Good morning. Let's see what we've got today. Today's one of those days where I panic the night before and I spend several hours getting cases and main bags ready. And those are the non-important things. It's such items as clothes and gifts and things which will of course be necessary for the journey, but they're not what matters in those moments that you are waiting to check in, or you reach your gate and you get onto your aircraft, and then you've got a 14-hour flight or a 4-hour flight. I've got both of those today. These are the things that you actually have with you and you need with you to enjoy the journey. And when you're not relaxing and just looking out the window or having a nice dinner, these are the things that keep you occupied on the little tasks that slip into your mind every now and again. This, of course, is going to be the star of my particular show today, and I don't mean the video, I mean the journey. This is my everyday carry, my regular man bag that I've had for 40 years. And it's a beauty. You know that, I know that. It has literally saved my life on several occasions because I was able to carry something that other people didn't realise I'd got, or it just served me at a time that I needed to be reflective because of the tools and the items I carry. So, simple, beautiful bag. On the back, I've got a fountain pen and a biro. So I've got, in terms of pens, today for the flight, I've got this beautiful, very simple platinum. It's a clean pen. It writes very well. It takes only one proprietary ink cartridge from the Platinum Group, and it's a very smooth nib. It writes very beautifully, and I'm very happy with it. It would write more beautifully if my handwriting was somewhat more attractive. But that's the pen that will go in the bag as a fountain pen. And then this old baby, I wonder how many times I have shared this with you. My first decent pen as a 13-year-old boy, across century, an absolute classic, beautiful pen. There it is, look at that, absolutely stunning. A superb, reliable pen. Of course there are other pens. There are nice, cheap and cheerful pens. Let's look at these. These aren't going in my hand luggage. These are typical of the pens that I've got at home in Mexico City. So this one is the Pentel Feel It in blue. And these, which I absolutely love, the Staedtler Stick 430F. Very nice, practical, hard-working pen. Very tiny, fine black nib, and they come in boxes of a dozen or so. Gorgeous pens. But I don't need to take those with me. These can stay here because I've got a bunch of those at home. So what else have we got in here? I've got the calculator, of course, always useful. Solar powered. I'm not sure how old this is. Maybe I've had it 30 years. I think it was free. Well, I know it was free with a magazine subscription. But it's reliable, robust, and completely functional. Inside, I've got my passport, because I'm going to need that, obviously, going through various control desks. I've also got this. I picked it up at one of the little shops in Whitby earlier this year. It's a little fruit knife by Opinel of France. Obviously, I'm not going to carry this in the actual hand luggage, but it will be part of my carry over the course of the time that I am away. Beautiful knife. I've used it probably every week in the month or so that I've had it, but it still looks fairly clean. That will change, obviously. This wooden handle will become a lot more grained and dark over time, but it's a nice I'm just looking at the size of it. Yes, on the shaft there it says number 5 déposé. So that's its size, but it folds down into a tiny little knife, and it's got this beautiful curve to the handle of this Opinel number 5. Nice little pen knife. I'm not going to go anywhere without my moleskin. This one is one of the flexible, beautiful flexible spines. I've done some work in it already, but I've still got 2/3 of it left to use, so that'll get me through the next few weeks. Moleskin, beautiful A6 pocketbook, good for the jeans pocket, good for a jacket when you're out and about. I've got a standard IKEA notebook, slightly tighter than A6, or is it? No, it's almost identical to the Moleskin in terms of dimensions. And this is a good blank page notebook. I've got other stuff in it, but this will be very useful in the actual flight itself, because I like having that clean space sometimes just to jot ideas. I've got a bunch of emails to do. I've also got some letters, some physical letters and correspondence to respond to. But I've got 3 hours at the airport before I fly and after check-in. So making use of these two is a beautiful addition to the tools that I've got to carry me through the airport. What else have I got? Oh, I know what I've got in here. I bought this just yesterday, and it's called a Kikeland mini folding book light. Now, often when I'm in an aircraft and it's dark, everybody else is going to sleep, maybe after supper, and the lights are dimmed to give that sensation that it's time to sleep, and also the airline would like the passengers to sleep. But this is what I've got. It's the first time I've taken it out of the pouch. Right, here we go. So that obviously is a little sheet of plastic that I'm taking out to be able to activate the light. Let's try this on one of my standard Leica notebooks. So if I put this, how's that going to work? Okay, right, so I'm going to put this in my notebook. So that clips on very easily, it's very flexible, weighs very little. How do I activate the light? Let's have a look at that. Oh, yeah, the light is on. There we go. Does it switch off? Oh, I see. Look at that. When it's not in the actual case that holds it, the light is off. And then it comes on as a function of me twisting the light. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Nice and bright. Attractive. You can see the light reflected in the glass of my watch. I'm really going to enjoy that. That'll be great. I've got one book that I'm taking with me on the flight. It's a James Lee Burke story. And I think that will get me through the flight. And then I've got plenty of books when I get home. So that looks to be a really nice addition to the travelling kit. Let me tell you again. Mini folding book light by a company called Kikeland. Kikkerland. And it says mini lamp. What have I got on the back? Luz de lectura mini plegable. Mini folding book light with 2 LR41 batteries. Excellent. So that goes straight in. And I'm going to put it in the back there. And that's a nice easy carry. What else have I got? I've got 2 pens. I've got 2 notebooks. I've got a pocket knife. This knife is going with me for more robust duties in Mexico City when I'm there. This one, the typical Swiss Army knife. I've got a bottle opener and a screwdriver, a short blade here, a tiny blade to the back or to the hilt, and then on this point more hooks and the bottle opener and the toothpick. So a nice little selection of things. I'm not going to use those every single day, but the knife goes with me in my main rucksack when I'm on the metro, when I'm going to the libraries to work. It's always handy in a patisserie or a cake shop, and it's handy for little tasks around the house. So there it is, my Swiss Army knife that will be part of the actual day-to-day activity. Fancy little padlocks. I bought these in Walmart the other month before coming over to the UK. Never seen them before. Funny little system. Basically, you push those back into the body of the padlock. It's made by Phillips. It says, you can see that on there. And then use these to activate the actual padlock. Because I had such a terrible experience with KLM a few months ago, and 2 of my bags were intercepted at some point in the airport, and I lost a watch, I lost an iPad, and I lost a heavy-duty coat. And to be honest, KLM have been absolutely useless. I'm very surprised. And that's now 4 months since that incident, and I've lost all trust in them. So I'm not flying with them on this occasion. Ironically, I'm flying with Turkish Airlines from the UK to Manchester. Sorry, from the UK. It's early in the morning. I'm flying with Turkish Airlines to Mexico City via another stop in Europe. But I have 2 23-kilo bags as my allowance, so double my normal travel allowance. And also they've got a great reputation for food and customer service. So I'm going to be enjoying it as a flight, but I'm really disappointed with KLM. Their customer service has been 100% absent in the 4 months since I lost the items that were stolen in transit. But this is my bag. This is what I need. I'll put those into my main cases. But basically, that's me. That's all I need to travel for my 14 hours on aircraft today. What are you going to carry? What will you carry with you? Actually, I've just thought of one other thing that is ready and packed to go. Do you remember that my friend Barry gifted me this beautiful case a few months ago, and I put it to good use straight away? I love the fact that it's a nice, easy matte. Very different types of leather. This one, very thin. I would call it suave, but only suave in the flexible sense of the way I would use that word in Mexico. This one, a much thicker leather, very beautiful. And in here, I've got 2 of the watches that I'm taking. Let me take these out so I can actually show you what we are traveling with. So if I put that on there, this one is a Seiko from 1967. So quite a beautiful, well, a stunning, beautiful watch. It's a single shell. It doesn't have a bezel on it. That's part of the block of metal that's been carved. But this is my Seiko from 1967. It's a Seiko 5. And I know it's from 1967 because on a Seiko you have these 8 numbers here, and then you have the 6 below, which are individually stamped. So one shows you the factory, and the other shows you the year and dates of production. But that's my Seiko 5. That will be a beautiful watch. The reason I've chosen a leather strap is because as it gets hotter and your wrists expand, it's nice to have a strap that is flexible. This, for exactly the same reason I've chosen, I'm taking my Vertex from the late 1940s or early 1950s. It's very difficult to date these completely, but they will go. I mean, I have the serial number and the manufacturing stamp on the back of the Vertex, but it's slightly difficult to date it without being able to see factory records. If I take that off, then we can look at it. These are my only luxuries for the trip. So I'm taking 2 spare watches. So this one says on the back, magnetic, waterproof, Inca block, Vertex, Swiss, and then it has a reference number that's stamped individually into the back of the casing, 371017. Again, Vertex, very beautiful. And then I'll take this one with me. This is my go-to daytime watch by Longines. It's their Zulu time, and it's a gorgeous, beautiful, elegant watch that I get so many compliments on from people who are not remotely into watches, but they see it and they think, gosh, that's an interesting watch. What's it about? What's the history of it? How does it work? Why does it have the extra hands on it? And it's a nice watch. So those two are my luxuries, but they have a place. And this is my essential work bag for today. It reminds me what's got to be done. I've got notes in there about the emails and the calls to make from the airport. I've got my passport. I've got my digital boarding pass on my phone. And that's all I need. I'm ready to go. What are you going to carry on your next trip? Where is your next trip? And is there anything that you could acquire that would make your journey easier and make your life simpler because you have it ready to go with you on your journeys?